All right, so make sure you're looking at the right thing. This is the Chapter 5 Spring Semester Exam Review. I am in the process of writing the final for this class, so the questions are fresh in my mind. I can tell you that there will be one like this on the final. However, it's a little bit different because the directions will say just circle the one answer that works. So it'll be kind of like number 2, not like number 1. Hold. Another way I could word this on the final could be similar to number 1. I could say which one of these is not a solution. So remember, your finals multiple choice, so as you're doing these reviews, think of the different ways that these could be phrased as multiple choice questions. It won't always be like circle the answer, circle the answer, circle the answer. I kind of mix it up. Circle which one doesn't work is one way I could do that. Any questions on 1 and 2? All right, I'm going to keep going. Here's 3, 4, 5. Any questions on the front? All right, jump to the back. Here we're graphing these on a number line. Remember, the important things about the number line are, is the circle open like on number 9, or is it closed in like on number 7? And then which direction are you shading? Remember, if it's greater than, you shade to the right. If it's less than, you shade to the left. If it's an or equal to, that's when you color in the circle. If it's not an or equal to, you leave the circle open. Questions? All right, I'm going to keep us moving. Here's the other 3. Let me know if you need anything. So here are our one-step inequalities. Remember, you do these just like equations. So if you're trying to undo addition, you subtract. If you're trying to undo subtraction, you add. If you're trying to undo multiplying, you divide. If you're trying to undo division, you multiply. A few other things to pay attention to. We always want the x in the front. So for example, on a problem like number 15 where the x is in the back, you want to rewrite it on your final step without changing the value of the variable. So if, for example, it's less than the 5, it should still be less than the 5 when you rewrite it. Another thing to look out for, there are none like this on the board now, but they are towards the bottom of the page. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to flip the inequality symbol. So let me know if you have any questions on those. If not, I'll give you a couple minutes and then I'll continue scrolling. All right, so here's the last half of the one-steppers. Flipping the symbol, like on number 22, do you see how I multiplied by a negative 4? I had to flip the symbol. Happens again on number 23. You divide by a negative 1, you flip the symbol. Happens on number 26. You're multiplying by a negative 2, you flip the symbol. So just be aware of that. Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative number, you switch the direction of the inequality symbol. Do not flip it, though, when you don't need to. Like on number 24, your answer is negative, but you multiplied by a positive 4. So in that case, you don't flip it. So pay close attention to those. If you have any questions on why I did or did not flip, just raise your hand and we can discuss those. So in this two-step inequalities, you solve them just like two-step equations. You want to undo addition and subtraction first, then you want to undo multiplication and division. Paying close attention to that rule of negatives as well. If you multiply or divide by a negative, even in a two-stepper, you still have to change directions. Raise your hands if you need anything. Alright, I'll scroll a little bit just so you can see that last one. Remember, you did not have to do the word problems at the end of this packet, so don't worry about those. Those will not be on the final. Raise your hands if you have any questions on Chapter 5.